example, in Nigeria, you've seen a very strong move from the regulator around digitizing all of the cash. And that was really like as a result of COVID. What's happened is that they've kind of like unified the regulations for how mobile money and bank systems integrate, and you see like an explosive results in terms of the user growth of some of these fintech apps. So you've got like apps like OPay, which have got over 50 million users in Nigeria today, and they allow you to create a Verb card, and you can also transfer to a bank account. The Nigerian banking system is actually truly incredible. In South Africa, you've seen like a very strong preference now for alternative payment methods like instant EFT. There's like brands like Ozo that help to facilitate that are really driving different ways in which people transact, especially for small amounts. And I think this is like ultimately pretty good. What's very, very exciting though is that over the past couple of years, one of the most relevant payment methods for Egypt is known as Bowery. So it's like a cash voucher, kind of very similar to like Boleto, but I've never done a Boleto before. But it's extremely popular to the point that even brands like Netflix allow you to pay with Bowery. And there are over 300,000 physical locations where you can go to with cash, right, like Egyptian pounds, and deposit that cash to pay for your Netflix subscription. So most people actually have like a Bowery guy, so that when you need to pay your Netflix, you call your Bowery guy and he'll come on a motorcycle and get the cash from you. And that's fintech. That's what fintech looks like in some of these regions. It's not as elegant, it's not as congruent as faster payments in the UK. It's a very different type of environment. Card ownership still pretty low, right? So it sits typically around 3 to 5%, depending on who you ask and where. And the concentration is folks like me. I've got at least 16 cards with me on this trip. Don't ask me about SIM cards. That's another different set of cards. So the APMs still remain super relevant, but then that local scheme thing, I think it's really worth paying attention to because of the growth rate. A few years ago, nobody was talking about growth, and Visa and MasterCard have had a head start in the Nigerian market for years. Now Verb is the leading card scheme in Nigeria in a matter of 3 years. It's absolutely mind-blowing.